Hello folks, Richard Moore, USA GSA. I've got a good one for you today. I believe they're all good ones every day. But this one is a follow-up on a video that I did a couple of days ago with Trent, originally from Itawamba County, Mississippi, that has been targeted by this corrupt cops program in part. Members of the community that are involved in this as well. We talk about all this stuff in that video. So I encourage you, in that interview rather, so I encourage you to, if you hadn't seen it, go back and look at it. And for those that have seen it, this is a continuation. And as I stated in that video, that I was going to have Trent back on in a couple of months and let him talk some more. Also, fill us in on some things that that changed during that 2-month period, and that's still slated to happen. But in the interim, I've been gathering a little bit of information on Trent's situation, and I think this sheds a whole new shade of light on this corrupt program that's targeting American citizens by the hundreds and thousands nationwide. Mostly, this is propped up and financed and sponsored by the Department of Justice. And of course, what we know in the Department of Justice, you have the FBI, the DEA, etc. But before I jump into this, and folks, let me tell you, you want to stay with me because it's good stuff. I'm going to name the names of state actors, also known as gang stalking pathetics, and the people that are behind the scenes that are making these things happen, that are responsible for these crimes. So hold what you got. But before I jump into it, I encourage you to look at our link tree in the description. In the link tree, it has links to our other platforms, our blogs, also the different avenues in which you can support USA GSA. We're 100% supported by our listeners and followers and viewers on social media. Without you, we can't do what we're doing. And it is very important that you play your part. I encourage you to subscribe to our channel here and to share this video and share this information and share it relentlessly. And also, in the description of the video, my contact information, and I encourage you to contact me anytime about anything. If you're a victim or you have information, any of these crimes that we're talking about, especially as it refers to corruption and with government officials and law enforcement, I want to hear your story. I'm interested in what you got, no matter where you are in this country. So you can find that in the description of the video. So now, let me get right into it. So, Trent North is a victim of what many call gang stalking, and which the government entities that are behind this have all their perps and shields and social groups and so forth that have readily tried to dismiss this program as being some type of a delusion. And so we've got mass delusion then, folks, in the United States, where hundreds of thousands of people are experiencing the same thing. They're not in these groups. They're not getting their cues from somebody else telling them what to say. The same things are happening to them. And so many have been dismissed and marginalized, or most of them have been dismissed and marginalized, written off as insane or they're on drugs or whatever. It's anything to criminalize and dismiss the victim and to reflect and deflect all of the crimes they're committing on to the victims, accusing them of everything under the sun. That's part of the program. Slander, rumor mills, gossip, blackballing, smear tactics, smear campaigns, and they set out by using other members of this program to destroy the victim. Once the victim is placed on a list, and this list is irrevocable. They're not ever taken off this list until they're dead or they've got a life sentence in an insane asylum or a penitentiary. That's it. The end game is to annihilate the victim. That's to reduce them from something to nothing. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our tax dollars paying American citizens to target, torture, and destroy other American citizens. That's the fact. For those that are not aware of this program, just go to the Department of Justice website, look at the COPS program, and there is the head of the beast. That's simply the banned COINTELPRO program that was banned by Congress in 1970 because of it violated the civil and constitutional rights of American citizens. They didn't disband COINTELPRO. They didn't stop it. They simply rebranded it. So, ladies and gentlemen, the COPS program is nothing but an old whore in a new dress. Now, back to Trent. He, his targeting, the best of his knowledge, began around 4 years ago. And this all started, and I'm going to put these pictures up here and some of this information I'm talking about so you can get an idea. And so, how did Trent get into this mess? Well, first of all, this most definitely can be placed square on the shoulders of his ex-wife, which is Andrea Marie North, or Kovovich. And she now lives in the Enville, Tennessee area. That's in Chester County, Tennessee. Now, it might be interesting to note that not only is Andrea not a God-fearing person, but in fact a representation of evil and evil to its core. And this, my friend, is representation of every single individual involved in this community-oriented policing program. Many of them running under the guise as being born again. You hear me talk a lot about fake Christians going to fake churches, listening to dead sermons by dead preachers. And this fits the bill with this individual even more so. Now, she's the daughter of Ellen Kastner, which is a confirmed Satanist. If that tells you anything, boys and girls. So now when you're dealing with this element of evil, these individuals have zero moral compass. Now, without getting on a preaching soapbox here, you can't have morals or a moral compass unless you have God in your life. Period. Don't care if you're Mother Teresa, Gandhi, or whoever. Without God, there is no such thing as a true moral compass. And so these folks with zero morals, and they have their own set of morals, which completely conflicts with our Constitution and the fabric of this nation, or at least what it was founded on. And so, needless to say, when you're dealing with this element of evil and wickedness, you're going to have other things that fall in its wake. And that is where you get the lies, the rumors, the gossip, the slanders, the destruction, and everything that goes with it. Trent has lost everything, including his custody to his own daughter he hadn't seen in 2 years. He has an older son that has all but been completely brainwashed by these individuals. Yes, 2024, folks. It's real, it's alive, and it's happening in a neighborhood near you. Now, Miss Andrea Kovovich, the wicked ex-wife here that's responsible for getting unsuspecting, undeserving, red-blooded American that has no criminal convictions, is not breaking the law, is a criminal, hard-working man, had a career, had everything going for him. Got him in this program and single-handedly destroyed everything in his life. Everything. And you see that interview that I had with Trent. Now, Andrea works with the fire department at some level, and is also, she's a certified code inspector by the state of Tennessee, from what I can find. And most of them may be, I don't know what the deal is. And she's more likely working with a school system in Chester County, McNairy County, Henderson County, Decatur counties, Tennessee, within the school systems. Did y'all hear this? So now you have a no morals, evil Satanist, and I'm sure if you ask her, she'll probably lie. That's not one of the traits of a Satanist, is to tell the truth, okay? So whatever lie they want to tell is what it's going to be. Is this the kind of person that Central Tennessee wants around their children in the schools, working with the fire department? These so-called first responders. When they're not putting out fires, folks, and inspecting buildings, what are they doing? I mean, there's only so many people that they're rescuing, dragging creeks for, and hunting in the woods for. There's only so much of that going on, folks. So in the interim, what are they doing? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're doing. They operate drone programs, and there are groups of them with other members of the community, churches, fraternal organizations like the Masons. They're out stalking and terrorizing other American citizens that they deemed that need to be stalked and terrorized or ran out of the community, or whatever the excuse is. All of it done with the cops program being legal, but their actions and what they're doing is abjectly illegal. This is why they operate in secrecy and lies and pretend like it's not happening, because if it was all legal, then why is it a big secret? And why all the clandestine operations? Okay? That should tell you. Anybody with half a brain can figure that out. So not only is Andrea an evil perpetrator and gang stalking pathetic, she gets it honestly from her mother. And the mother absolutely shuns her 13-year-old granddaughter for believing in God and praying, explaining to her how bad she is and how stupid and crazy that is. And folks, this is just the beginning. You see, CPS have sided obviously with Andrea because Trent has no custody of his own child. And CPS is part of this community-oriented policing quagmire. You see, it's referred to as a holistic approach to policing, which means everybody doing their part in this grand scheme of things. And CPS is part. And if you think CPS cares about the children, then you are sadly mistaken. 300,000 children each year in the United States under the care of CPS cannot be accounted for. Where are they? They don't know. There is no real number on that, but the real number is in excess of 300,000 a year. That is the conversation we need to be having, folks, when we talk about CPS, Child Protective Services. Department of Human Resources. So who are the players in this? Why is it so difficult for a victim to get help? Well, when somebody is vandalizing their vehicles and sabotaging, breaking into their houses, destroying property, murdering their pets, so forth and so on, following them around, peeping through windows with drones, or foot traffic, what have you, the first thing to do is you would call law enforcement, wouldn't you? Well, the sheriff in each county and the chief in each city, respectively, are the chief law enforcement officers of their jurisdiction. The county, the sheriff, the city, the chief, and they're the ones that are responsible for the boots on the ground stalking and crimes against humanity in your city and in your county. So you're calling the person that's responsible for the terror and what's going on. The fox guard in the hen house. The judge in this case, the divorce court with Trent and evil Andrea, was Judge Stephen Maloney. And I'm going to say that's it's a Chester County judge. Is it on the deal? So you got this clown sitting on the bench, already knowing what the deal is, and he's going to go along with the program. These people are not going to go against the program. At least they be targeted and destroyed. I can refer you back to 30-year veteran, FBI field supervisor Ted Gunderson, that testified before Congress about this program and how it targeted and destroyed Americans and how the FBI runs this program, and he was targeted himself. You can just refer to that. Andrea had a couple of attorneys. They're in on the deal. They had no problem with presenting false statements and perjured testimony. And so not only have we got a situation with a judge that's a member of the Bar Association, we'll talk about that in a minute, so are these attorneys. We'll talk about that in a minute. First attorney was Andrea D. Sipes of Jackson, Tennessee. Anybody thinking about hiring this attorney, you better think again. You better think again. And this is the attorney for the devil herself, Andrea. Then Andrea gets a second attorney, Heather G. Gruey, G-R-E-W-E, in Pinson, Tennessee. And she is nothing more than a shield for the Department of Justice. Trent's first attorney was Casey Simmons of Jackson, Tennessee. She stole $5,000 from Trent and abruptly quit without any explanation 30 days prior to court. Then he hires another attorney, Jack Henson. And Jack Henson kept referring to they this and they that. This is what they want. They want me to do this. Trent said, I want you to do this. He said, they want me to do it another way. So letting him know that Trent, even though you paid me $5,000 that Jack Henson stole from him, that he wasn't, and Jack said, I'm not working for you. I'm working for them. Are y'all hearing me? This is Jack Henson with Henson and Henson. Now, I'm going to assume that's up there in the Jackson, Tennessee area as well. Another fraudulent shield for the Department of Justice has no business representing victims of any kind of crime or anything else. He'll take your money, but he's not working for you. Folks, that is criminal to the highest degree. So, now that we've named these corrupt attorneys and the evil family behind the attempted destruction of Trent North, he's currently in Manistee, County, Michigan. That's a long way from Edwina County. And today, I'm posting those pictures up there, he gets the traffic stalking. This is where these clowns assimilate with 5 cars, 5 vehicles, 4 in tow, one falls back to watch. It's always 5. It's a broke playbook, it's a broke record of these pathetic, miserable clowns following him around, all with their headlights on, nobody else with their lights on. He's doing 55 and a 65, but yet they're pacing behind him, make no attempt to pass. It's obvious stalking. They want to show a show of force. We're big in numbers. They want to visually sensitize the victim. We're watching you, we're following you, and this constant harassment, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ladies and gentlemen, long term, psychologically and then physically destroys the target. That's what it's made to do. This is none other than a CIA PSYOPs playbook, okay? Now I've got you a picture of this pathetic stalker in a restaurant when Trent's trying to have lunch, acting oblivious, and victims know they always have their phone, they're playing with their phone. And by the looks of this stalker, he looks just a typical crash dummy, probably dope addict, snitch, rat that's trying to keep from going to jail. Has prior military experience, tell by looking at him, and other things about his mannerisms that tells me he's got some military background. He may have been crawling in the windows of barracks and turning tricks at night. I don't know. Since Don't Ask, Don't Tell came in, a lot of things came into play. And folks, these people put the P in pervert, believe that. So where does all this fall? Who are we going to hold responsible for this crap going on in Manistee County, Michigan? Well, I'm going to tell you who it goes to. First and foremost, it goes to Brad Gutowski, and that is the sheriff. He's also got a title as lieutenant. So I don't know how many different hats Gutowski is wearing, but he is wearing the sheriff's hat right now and a lieutenant's hat. And apparently, by the looks of the employees and stuff in that county, they have got an overwhelming population of Polacks in Manistee County, Michigan. Beats all I've ever seen in my life. I mean to tell you, just about have to get you another hooked on phonics course just to be able to navigate these damn names of all these Polacks up there. Doing what Polacks do. And not any different than the morons in the deep south. The morons come in all different shades and forms, but you can bet one thing. The COPS program has been the home to the pathetic, perverted moron for years and will continue to give them a home and give them standing and status in society. Without that, they would be outcast and rejects completely. But because of this program, we get sheriffs and mayors and judges and so forth, and people still scratching their head. How in the hell they get elected? How in the hell they still in there? I'm telling you how they're in there. We have a program that's funded by hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money. This is the deep state, ground level, boots on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. Now, Gutowski, we're going to be working on you. That's your deal up there. Them's your people. And I'm telling you, you're stalking and harassing a grown man that absolutely does not like it. Ain't gonna have it. And there's a whole bunch of other people that don't like it and ain't gonna have it. And so what we're gonna do in that part of Michigan, and I'm encouraging those that are seeing this, get in touch with me. I think it's high time that we start airing some laundry. I'm talking dirty laundry with his sheriff and his department, and start turning these rocks over and let some of these creeps and these pathetic criminals with badges slither out from under these rocks. Well, we can put them on blast and make them and their crimes public. That's what we're going to do. So y'all keep your stalking up, you keep your shenanigans, your theater, You're sensitive, you're color coding with your cars and the horn blowing and whistling, ass grabbing and everything else you do. And I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to make sure that we get those rocks overturned. So whether you're in central Tennessee, or if you're deep in the heart of Pollock country in Manistee County, Michigan, I want you to get in touch with me and make sure you share this and you share it relentlessly. Folks, I appreciate you. And until next time, you stay tuned because there is more to come. God bless you.